Good morning, Cedar Park. Today is Tuesday, May the 6th, and it's a V-Day.
This morning, learn what's next for one of LISD's advanced academic programs.
Also in this morning's brief, learn about a proposed Texas bill banning social media for minors.
Plus, an all-new Pet of the Week.
Turn it up because the Wolfcast starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the Wolfcast. I'm Lulu Lynch.
I'm Reed Cummins.
And I'm Kara Cox.
For students seeking advanced academic programs, the International Baccalaureate or IB program is a way to achieve higher education in Leandra ISD, involving a rigorous course load and advanced studies.
However, the district announced earlier this year that the program would be cut from next year's curriculum due to the budget cuts.
Reporter Jack Cooper investigated what's next for the IB program.
Thanks, Kira. The IB program currently functions in both elementary and high schools, but the future of the program is still up in the air.
With the district no longer receiving extra government funding since 2019, they've been forced to look for areas to cut, with the IB program as one of those areas. At an LISD school board meeting earlier this year, Superintendent Dr. Bruce Gearing explained why he thought cutting the IB program was a necessary decision.
So in my opinion, if you want to do IB, you really have to do it well. And you have to invest in it thoroughly. We don't have the luxury to invest in IB the way that we would need to in order to make it really work well. It is extremely inefficient.
With the decision to cut the program, many high school IB students felt their academic futures were jeopardized. IB student Kevin Wong recalls how he felt upon hearing the program had been shut down.
I was honestly quite devastated. As an IB transfer to Vandergrift High School, it was hard to make the commitment to even go to Vandergrift High School at first. And I never really wanted to do IB until I realized that this meant a lot more for my future. This was an opportunity that was giving me a very strong educational foundation for the future. And I wasn't sure what to do as soon as I knew that IB was cut.
Wong is one of the organizers of Save IB LISD, a group of IB students protesting the decision to cut the program. Wong stated that he agrees with Dr. Gearing's stance on the IB, but would like to see improvements.
IB does need some fixes. They've already talked about some at the board meetings, where we need to have maybe a mainstream kind of schedule where we have elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools instead of just elementary schools and high schools.
However, it's not only students campaigning for the IB program, but parents and other community members as well. School board member and IB parent Anna Smith explains her reasoning for why the IB program is crucial.
It's so important for us to ensure that we're giving students opportunities like IB, different learning environments, right, to learn and to be able to really succeed, because not every student's going to succeed in a comprehensive high school. And I think IB allows students to be able to, find their passion and learn in a different way without all the extra pressures of what a comprehensive high school can offer.
While the future of the IB program is still unclear, updates are expected when the board presents the final budget plan for next school year in the coming weeks. With CPH News, I'm Jack Cooper.
Thanks, Jack.
Coming up this morning's brief right after these announcements.
Good morning and welcome to this morning's brief. First, Austin ISD is being investigated for alleged critical race theory teachings. The concept, which was banned from classrooms in 2021, has allegedly been taught in AISD classrooms. In undercover interviews, AISD employees have explained there have been, quote, ways to get around the state's ban, such as using third-party sites to offer different opinions. The Attorney General's office later stated that the site used was under the 1619 project, which has been banned in the state of Texas.
Next, President Trump signs an executive order to cut federal funding for NPR and PBS. Trump signed an order late Thursday for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting to cut funding of the NPR and PBS news stations. This was followed by a statement from the White House which claimed the organizations received, quote, tens of millions of dollars in taxpayer funds each year to spread radical woke propaganda disguised as news, end quote. However, this order faces challenges with the law on the legal extent to which funding can be cut from the organizations.
Finally, the Texas House is looking to ban social media for minors. House Bill 186 passed Tuesday, April 29th in favor of the banning of social media accounts for minors. The bill cited studies on the connection between social media and mental health for teenagers, which led to the bipartisan agreement. The bill passed 116 to 25 in the House and is now awaiting approval from the Senate. So what do y'all think of this potential ban of social media for minors?
I'll let y'all go first. What are your
I think
thoughts?
it's crazy. Well, because what the ban says is January 1st, 2026, social media will be banned for everyone under the age of 18.
Which I feel like that takes away like people's freedom. Like
I
you
think
can't
it
just take
violates
the whole
your free
thing away.
speech.
I get how that could help if you're like 3 years old or like under. I feel like 18 is really old though. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's like kind of a personal choice
Like,
whether or not
I
you
feel like
decide to do that.
I feel like over the age of like 16, like you can kind of you should be able to make your own decisions for yourself when it comes to like social media
Yeah.
and how that impacts
I agree
your
with that a
mental
lot.
health.
I think once you're at that age, I feel like you kind of have this like desire to get your voice heard, and that's
Yeah.
a really good way to do it. But I feel like, like if you're under the age of 14, maybe it's a whole different thing because
Yeah.
like your brain hasn't developed. I mean, and even when you're 18, but
Yeah.
it's like it's a whole different.
Yeah.
When you're like under the age of 14, I feel like your brain just hasn't developed for like the pressures and like the social. Like,
Yeah.
it can be really harmful. But like I feel like extending it all the way to 18 is really drastic. I feel like that's
I think
not
it
exactly necessary.
could be good if it was like lowered to like maybe like 14 or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But as it is right now, I feel like that's just way too much.
Yeah.
Because I think it's something that like it's for a per person basis. I think
Yeah.
it's something the parent can
You get to
definitely
decide
like the
for-
parents
Yeah.
need to, mentor their kid through that because it's like it's preparation for the real world.
Yeah.
And you need to be like technologically literate also. Like you can't
Yeah,
just get
that's
dropped
true.
into the real world and not know how like the internet works.
So true. Well, I guess we'll have to just find out what happens. We'll be right back with this week's Pet of the Week right after this break.
Now it's time for your Pet of the Week. This Pet of the Week is Rihanna Jones' dog named Ellie. Ellie is an Australian Shepherd mix and enjoys playing fetch, digging holes, and biting on beaded bracelets. Ellie loves being pet all the time as long as she's not touched on the belly. If you'd like your pet to be featured on Pet of the Week, direct message us on our Instagram account at CPHS News or tweet us your videos and a short bio of your pet.
And that's today's Wolfcast. Thank you for taking the time to join us during your 10.
You can catch anything you missed and more on our X, YouTube, or TikTok at CPHS News.
Catch Thursday's show for a look into how to get the most bang for your buck with college scholarships. With CPHS News, I'm Kira Cox.
I'm Reed Cummins.
And I'm Lulu Lynch. Remember to make it a great day or